spontaneous, And actually, I like, players that are maybe they do more mistakes, but they are much more spontaneous rather than players that prepare everything. And there are not mistakes, but you can feel that it's not quite spontaneous as real improvisation,
I wanted to ask you about Allan Holdsworth. He came up kind of in passing. Tell me about Allan Holdsworth, and is he somebody that was an influence on you?
Yeah, but it was kind of a late influence, I would say, because the first time I listened to him, I didn't really catch his music. I didn't really understand what was going on because I think it was too advanced for the time. I was like 15 or something, and I was into the shred stuff like Malmsteen, Paul Gilbert, this kind of guys. And then Holdsworth came and, it didn't sound like a guitar. And that's why it was so new to me. And actually, when I start listening to fusion, and I listen again to Allan, I said, oh, okay, I get that. Wow. And it was more mind-blowing than the first time, actually, because I actually understood what was going on. The songs like Tokyo Dream or Devil Take the Hint Most are fusion masterpieces for me. So, yeah, Allan is one of the greats.
Have you ever transcribed an Allan solo?
Actually, I never learned an Allan solo from
start to finish,
from
right?
start to finish, yeah. Just because it was, some of the vocabulary, you first of all need to understand harmonically what's going on.
Yeah.
Because they are not just standard, they're not like a bunch of 2-5-1s,
No.
It is a little bit more complicated, so you need to, when you try to study Allan, I think you need to study the song first, and the solo came second, because you first of all need to understand, harmonically speaking, what's going on. And most of the Allan songs are like harmonic explorations. Sometimes he explores a lot the, Lydian dominant scale. Sometimes he's diminished. Sometimes there is this scale that I didn't really explore a lot, but Allan was a master to it, and it's the harmonic major scale.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And Allan was using a lot of times, and it's something that is fairly new to me, and I have to say it's something I have to work on.
How do you add vocabulary to your playing?
Well, mostly it's listening, and it's listening to non-guitar players sometimes, because that's where you get like some of the unusual lines that I do, maybe. I'm a big fan of Michael Brecker, and Michael Brecker is really hard to transcribe, I try to implement some of the sax lines into my improvisational playing, but it's really tough, especially for the visualization point of view. You get a lot of like symmetrical stuff that are not really easy to visualize on guitar.
Yes.
Then I'm trying to concentrate more also on the right technique, not the rest stroke, but actually the free stroke, because I think he has way more possibilities because I have my thumb available, So I'm trying to transfer a lot of more vocabulary on this technique because I have a lot of, let's say, instinct with this rest stroke technique because I started like that.
Right.
So a lot of my, let's say, vocabulary, sometimes I think about line and I don't even notice that my hand is immediately like that. And maybe I wanted to play a line like that, but, muscular memory kicks in and I'm trying to, use more my thumb.